In this presentation we're going to take the basic floor plan as it's been given to us, and for our first step turn it from a simple line drawing like this into something a bit more representative which has external walls and internal walls. To do that we'll need to know how to use the multi-line tool. We'll use the multi-line tool to create a line type for external walls and a different line type for internal walls. I've started here with an A3 template and I'm going to draw this out in 1/100th scale. That means then our dimensions are going to come out to look something like as shown here, with the 6 metres represented by 60mm and the 4 metres represented by 40mm and so on. Let's take all this detail away then and we'll start the process from scratch. Rather than using the line tool to define the basic shape of the floor plan, what we're going to do is use the multi-line tool, which will allow us to create a specific line type for the external walls and a different specific line type for the internal walls. The simplest way to bring up the multi-line tool is to type ML and hit enter, and you'll find that when you click to start the multi-line and pull away, by default you get a double line 20mm spaced, but the real benefit of the multi-line tool is when you click a second time and pull in a new direction, click again, pull in another direction, you'll see that the multi-line tool will maintain a constant offset between the lines, which is ideal when we go to draw floor plans and the like. This default multi-line though of 20mm spacing is not what I'm after, so I'm going to hit escape to come out of that, select all those lines, right click and cut, and I'll show you how to create your own personalised multi-line. To do that you need to bring up the multi-line style dialog box by typing in ML style and hit enter, and in the multi-line style dialog box you can see by default the standard multi-line style here previewed. We're going to create a new one. I'm going to call this first new multi-line external and continue that, and up comes a dialog box allowing me to define this multi-line. I'm told here it's two lines, both offset positively and negatively. I'm going to click this first positive offset line and edit that offset value to 0.1, and I'll do the same with the second line, edit it to minus 0.1, and then I'm going to add in a third line by clicking the add button here, and I'll keep it on center by not giving it an offset value at all, and I'll make it red. And if I say OK, I can see in the preview window the type of multi-line that I'm going to get. Just before I start to use that multi-line I need to make sure that the external multi-line that I just created is current, so I'll say set current, OK that, and if I type ML for multi-line and hit enter, now when I start to draw I get my own personalised multi-line that I created. I'll hit escape, take that away, right click, cut, and we're ready to begin. Just before I start to draw the line, I'll turn on dynamic input, type ML for multi-line and hit enter, and we're ready to begin. I'll click in the top right hand corner here, left mouse click once and pull vertically downwards and enter 60 as my scaled value for 6 metres and hit enter. Then pull to the right, and when the line is horizontal, enter 60, and then I'm going to come down at 45 degrees for a distance of 4 metres. So 45 degrees is represented by 225 degrees in this case. Type 40, hit enter, and I want to come vertically downwards now, and I find that difficult because of the value that I just entered, so I'll use the ortho tool here to allow me to come straight down and type in a value 60, enter, another 60, enter, pull straight up. Don't actually know this value from the given sketch, so just make sure it goes up enough and click, then escape to end that line. I'm going to hit the spacebar to pick up the multi-line tool again. I want to make sure that I start this next line right at the end point here, so I'll use OSnap for that, and I'll pick up right on that end point pull to the right, make sure it overlaps, click, hit escape, and I won't worry too much about the untidiness of this corner and this corner. I'm going to find there's an edit tool that will clear that right up for me. Just before I do that though, I'm going to define some internal walls around about here with a new multi-line. So I'm going to bring up the multi-line style dialog box again by typing ML style and enter. Create a new multi-line by clicking on new, call it internal. This new multi-line is based on the external multi-line, that's fine. Say continue. And in this dialog box I want to enter the two offset values from being 0.1 to 0.05 and from being minus 0.1 to minus 0.05, and this center line I'm going to delete. Say OK to that, and in the preview window that's what I'm after. Yes, that's fine. Just before I start using that, let's make sure that the new internal multi-line is set as current. Say OK, ML to pick up the line and enter. And I think I want to switch off OSnap for this next step. I want to be not too tidy here and not too specific in terms of sizes for my internal walls. I'm going to draw a vertical line here, horizontal, escape, spacebar, and draw another vertical line here, and finish here, escape, and that's all the multi-lines that I need. I can finish tidying up this drawing with the multi-line editor, so I'll type ML edit and hit enter. And you can see from the multi-line edit tools that there's a wide number of different scenarios that can be tidied up with this tool. The first one is this corner here. I'm going to create a corner joint with this tool here. I'll click on it, and I'll find this exercise slightly easier if I switch off snap. I'm being asked to select the first multi-line, so I'll grab that line. Being asked to now select the second multi-line, so I'll grab that line, and the corner tidies up. Well, I've still got the same tool selected, I'll tidy up that corner there. Bring up the editor again by hitting a spacebar twice, and I want to tidy these overlaps up by turning them into T-joints. And I'll find that there's a number of different types of T-joints here, and the one that I'm looking for is the open T-joint. I'm going to tidy all of these joints up by creating open T-joints. So I'll click on it, and then I'll click firstly here and then here to tidy that joint up, and repeat that process everywhere that's required. Then I'll hit escape, and we've created now what we set out to do. We've defined the floor area in terms of external walls and internal walls.